Jeddah, the gateway to the two holy mosques, a historically established trading port, and a multicultural city of good international connections. Jeddah faces catastrophic dangers of floods that destroy its buildings and infrastructure and threat the lives of citizens and their possessions. So preventing the risks of floods was the point of emergence of this project in the framework of developing the region in an integrated environmental way. The plan of developing east of Jeddah aims at converting it to one of the most beautiful and sustainable regions in the whole world. The flood streams extend from the east of Jeddah to the sea, where most of the amount of water that falls on the hills heads west towards the Red Sea coast across the city. For the development of the road network and public utilities, we recommend rapidly completing the implementation of the second ring road and the connecting roads with Al Haramain Expressway and their necessary intersections. The current discharge of floodwater depends on three channels: the northern channel, Tahlaya channel, and the southern channel. One of the solutions for preventing the danger of floods on the city is directing the floods away from urban areas. The study area is divided into three zones, which are east of Jeddah, the slums, and Jeddah Hills, to facilitate dealing with it in terms of design and development. The region is located between west of the second ring road and east of Al Haramain Expressway, with an area of 310 km square. Most of the areas are planned, except for a small area of slums in the southeast of the region. Security precautions surrounding flood streams were not taken into consideration. In addition, most of the land is used as residential areas, and there is a lack in all public services in the region. Thus, we suggest taking necessary precautions surrounding flood streams and exploiting them as commercial and recreational regions, and completing the public services needed according to the maximum allowable distances. In addition to using some passages where services are located as walkways for pedestrians. And we also recommend the determination of paths for public transportation of one of the sides of the flood streams. The slums are located at the southeast of the study area, where Al Harazat is considered to be the largest area among slums. One of the biggest problems of slums is the difficulty of their connection to Jeddah and the lack of their integration with the urban structure of Jeddah because of their twisted roads. Space Syntax suggested creating a commercial administrative center in the middle of Al Harazat and using radial expansion for future extension. Al-Bi'a office suggested creating main access on the extension of King Abdullah Road to be a linear center from which the multi-use regions are extended. Jeddah Hills is an area of a special topographic nature that has mountain peaks that reach more than 700 meters. For the road network, extensions of some of Jeddah roads that lay on the important intersections have been used to link between Jeddah and east of Jeddah, using the concept of multi-use sectors in order to create walkable distances in daily life to promote the principle of sustainability. The central region was chosen to be the center of the city for both Jeddah and east of Jeddah. The design took advantage of the elevations of Jeddah Hills, to generate and produce energy through both wind and solar fields, where an area of 91 km² solar field generates 3,000 megawatts electricity per day. The design philosophy of the first city respected the flood streams and used them as the main axis of the design. It exploited the surrounding fertile areas as landscape and park areas. The sector is composed of multi-use neighborhoods, central square of the district artery, and the neighborhood road. Main roads of the city are parallel to flood streams and divided into green roads and vehicle roads, where one of the vehicle roads is parallel to the stream while the other surrounds the sector. The city spine is the main spine parallel to the flood stream. Fertile areas around streams are suggested to be used as landscape and park areas, while the buildings on the waterfront are allocated to investment and commercial activities, with considering the buffer zone around flood streams to protect the urban areas from floods. The design gives priority to public transportation and cycling. Shaded paths are also used to encourage users to walk. The center serves the surrounding district, meaning around 100,000 people. It has a big square that can accommodate holding large events and public activities, and it is composed of a number of towers and middle-rise buildings that create a visual connection through the descending form of the skyline. It encompasses the government departments, a museum, libraries, exhibitions, administrative centers, and the main mosque. The district artery links the district center to the neighborhoods, and it is composed of investment buildings, commercial centers, laboratories, research centers, and mosques. Shaded paths were used in order to achieve a comfortable pedestrian environment. Integration between pedestrian paths and lines of transportation facilities and walkable distances between dwelling units and work were all considered. The neighborhood road is a quiet environment allocated for pedestrians, cycling, and small electric cars. Buildings were designed on the basis of compact planning concept to be more appropriate to Jeddah's climate, which will reduce energy consumption in buildings. In addition, buildings and squares have been covered by solar mirrors to produce electricity. Every residential cluster is overlooking on a barha with lots of green spaces to help in creating a healthy environment. It also contains places for children and other community groups and shaded pergolas for sitting and meditation. The second city is composed of multi-use neighborhoods, district artery, central square of the district, and the neighborhood road. Parking lots are placed on the outskirts of the neighborhoods. Concerning the road network, vehicles roads surround the district to avoid noise and pollution near the buildings. All footpaths were used as agricultural areas. the use of suitable building densities, the use of arcades as transitional spaces, providing houses near workplaces, providing entertaining places near dwelling units with considering different age groups, in addition to providing training and education chances, all were taken into account. The center serves the surrounding district, meaning around 120,000 people. It is an urban center where celebrations and public events can be held in, and it is composed of the central tower, surrounded by heliostat and surmounted by a number of wind turbines. The tower is surrounded by a central building that holds a museum, exhibitions, libraries, and investment areas. The main square is composed of 2 floors. The first one is allocated for pedestrians and small electric cars, and it depends on natural sources for lighting and ventilation, with providing shaded spaces. The square is surrounded by a group of investment and administrative buildings that are covered by solar mirrors. The ground floor, through which the full vehicles pass, contains the parking lots and a group of commercial malls, and it is physically connected to the upper floor through vertical connections and visually connected to it through modular openings at the upper floor. The district artery links the district center to the neighborhoods, and it is composed of investment buildings, commercial centers, laboratories, research centers, and mosques. The design considered locating commercial activities along the main movement axis to respect the privacy of family residents. Arcades are used as transitional spaces, with creating public plazas between dwelling units. Landscaping depends on using local materials and plants in public and natural spaces. The neighborhood road contains residential neighborhoods and other buildings serving them. Taking into consideration the values of Saudi community in preserving the privacy of family residents, it is composed of bachelor's residence, family residence, villas, mosques, schools, and other services. The development of East Jeddah demonstrates the application of the best practices of the sustainable development to turn Jeddah to be one of the most beautiful and preferable places for living, owing to its exceptional environment for work, living, and entertainment, and the opportunities it provides for economic growth.